Hey everybody, Dustin Dale's back here at the Funny Bone Comedy Club, 168th in Dodge's Village Point Mall. And this guy right here, we had a chance to chat last year. Very glad to have him back in town. His name's JR, bro. How you doing, bud?
Good. Thanks for having me back, man.
Nope. Hey, I'm glad I could bring you in my personal self. You know,
Yeah.
it's a hard work bringing you in, but I got it done.
Yeah, well, I travel so much. It's hard to for our paths to cross. So, Yeah. So how's it been?
I've been good, man. I've been chugging along. You know, I've hit my 1-year wedding anniversary next month, so I'm kind of stressing about that and trying to figure out the perfect anniversary. Any ideas?
Yes. Yeah. Sleep on the couch.
Give her the bed to herself.
That's right. There'll be one night snore free for her. She's gonna love you the next day for it.
She says I snore, but I don't believe her. I mean, I've never heard me snore.
How do you know? Exactly. And how dare her wake me up to tell me I was waking her up? Yeah, exactly.
What'd you do? You married guy?
Oh, yeah.
You what'd you do for your 1-year anniversary?
Veteran. The first year, I think we basically saved up enough money to go have dinner somewhere. Like, oh, you can finally go out, But, now we're coming up on our 15th, and yeah, we went to Aruba for a 10th. When they become monumental at 5 increments of 5. So just paper. Make something of wood next year chocolate. You just got to, but be thoughtful, and then like on the 5s, do something good. On the 10, do something really good. On the 15, just go ahead and cash in all of your 401k, any retirement you have.
I will keep that in mind. 15 years, that's a hell of an accomplishment. What is the key?
I think the key is, like you said, wiping out your savings account. No, I think the key is just honesty. I mean, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Well, just, I actually love my wife. Now, how's that for funny?
That's good. That's good, though. That's good. I'm working on that. We have a struggle. She gets pissed at me, and then I realize that I screwed up, and then I gotta find some way to apologize. I feel like that's our daily routine.
That's a perfect, and that is good. You know what though? I actually asked my wife this a long time ago. I said, I know that I'm never gonna win an argument. I realize it, even when I'm right. I go, every once in a while, even if I'm wrong, just let me win one battle a month. And that's all we really need. That's all. I could go a month with just one good, W in my column.
Just something to tell your friends.
I was right. Do this, W.
Exactly.
You gotta lose. Wait, how do you? There we go.
Yeah, something like that.
There we go.
There you go. Yeah. Now you're a bit different than most comics come through here.
Yes.
You bring yourself a bit of a guitar. You got some musical act to you. What would you say is your most entertaining thing about bringing the guitar up on stage?
It's the fact that I can actually play it, and it's auto. And I auto tune some jokes. I just like to consider what I do a variety show, basically. I mean, whatever makes them laugh, and whatever makes me laugh. It's what makes me laugh first. If I can laugh at myself, I think generally I have a pretty good gauge that other people will laugh too.
That's a good gauge. I like it. Now you actually collect some Japanese guitars. Is that right?
Vintage, yeah. I collect some old. They're called lawsuit guitars, like the Ventura age. Those are the guitars that were ripping off Gibson and Fender back in the '70s, and then those guys from the CEOs from those companies flew to Japan and shut the factory down, and so they're hard to find. Also, just anything Japanese. I like the Japanese '70s and '80s wood that came from there. It's just it's a picky thing, but.
Do they sound the same, or do they make them different in any way?
No, they just sound better. They just
sound better?
Yeah. To me, they sound better. I don't know why, but maybe it's up because I like Japanese guitar. That was so racist.
That's all right. We'll edit that out, right? Now you also do some vinyl collecting. What was the last vinyl you bought? Do you remember?
Yes, I do. I recently bought George Carlin's first album.
Really?
Yeah, Put-Ons and Put-Offs. No, Turn-Ons and Put-Offs.
Yeah, I think that's a hell of an album.
Yeah.
You collect a lot of comedy albums?
Yeah, I have about 150 of them, and
nice.
Yeah, it's really because you just see them in the store, you're like and you just like the cover. Because I remember as a kid, my older brother and my dad had albums, and they would sit there for hours and read the liner notes, and so it was just kind of a thing that I picked up, and I like to put the albums on my wall and pretend that I have a little comedy club in my room.
There's a couple vinyl stores here around Omaha. You should check those out.
Oh, absolutely. I went today to this place called the Brass something Antique Mall out on.
The Brass Armadillo.
Yeah, Brass Armadillo. Oh. Man, that thing is huge.
Yeah.
I was like, I should have come earlier, man. I got no time for this.
Did you find anything you like?
I did. I collect crap, man. I collect the G.I. Joes. I found them. I was like, yeah. And the lady had them marked fairly cheap, and I bargained her down. I said, I'll buy all of them for, $65, and she went for it. So I bought every G.I. Joe in the mall.
Those little G.I. Joe action figures?
No, the full
Oh, the
size.
big ones.
Yeah,
Okay.
They're 53 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. I used to collect the little ones.
Yeah.
I used to love the little
My little
the
brother
little
did
ones.
too. You're probably the age of my little brother then. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
No, the old G.I. Joe was this big.
he was life size.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Back in the 1930s, they were life-size G.I. Joes. They were blow-up. No, that's weird. That's creepy. Anyway.
One thing I learned through this interview, one key to comedy career is using that money to collect guitars, records, and G.I. Joes. I like it.
Exactly, dude, because when I get kicked out, I got stuff to sell.
Yeah.
It's really just bartering chips.
Get enough of those vinyls, you might get yourself a pretty penny when you sell them.
Yeah, or just they'll be thrown out the window. Who knows?
You're also working on a brand new album,
Yes.
Dick Move.
Yes.
It's a clever title. I imagine that took a long time to come up with.
All I did was just write down 3 things that I saw in one day. Basically, getting cut off in traffic, somebody double parking, bringing a baby on a cruise ship. Who does that? Who brings a baby on a cruise? It's just a poop machine. All it's going to do is cry. And what, you don't have babysitters? The baby's not going to remember one iota of the cruise. We're all going to remember it because that baby did nothing but cry and poop and cry and poop. I'm sorry. I just went on a cruise where there's a baby that cried and pooped.
I went to Disney World recently, and I didn't understand why people brought kids in line. Because, you're standing in line for like 60 minutes, and you got like an infant with you. I can't.
Children, yes, when they can talk and they walk and they have an opinion. But I'm talking infants. Yeah.
No point.
Yeah. That's a dick move. Another dick move is telling your employee how they should make their sales and yelling at the top of my lungs while I'm sitting next to you at the airport, in your earpiece with your hands on your hips and your thumbs outward. What are you, a woman? Anyway, I just get so mad. Dick moves. That's why I just thought it'd be a perfect name for an album, Dick Move.
It's a great name. I like it. When can we look forward to picking that one up?
I'm trying to get it released at the end of May, sometime in June. I'll have it on my website at jrbrow.com, and yeah, I'm very proud of it. Some snippets of it right now are the audio and video clips are on YouTube under jrbrow.com, and you can go to my website and see the first auto-tune joke ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what started the whole dick move, was auto-tuning my jokes, because I thought it'd be cool to just be a dick move to sing my jokes instead of tell them.
I like it. Are you still working on that memoir?
Yes.
Yeah?
How'd you know about that? That's
Because I do my research.
Yeah, I am. I'm actually, and I've got a book I'm trying to write called Just Quit.
Okay.
And that's my advice to other comics trying to break into the business.
Best advice I've ever heard. That's a fact.
Yeah, that was the first piece of advice I was ever given. I made the mistake of asking a smart-ass headliner from way back. I was like, yes, Mr. Fitzgerald, I was wondering if you had any advice for a up-and-coming comic. He goes, yeah, just quit. And I never forgot that. And I pass it along to the young guys when they ask it to me. And I thought, that's a perfect name for a book. So I was just going to have stories of all the people that I've gotten to work with over the years, like Bill Hicks and Wanda Sykes and Drew Carey and Stephen Wright, and I know the list goes on. Like Louis Anderson. Louis Anderson, just great. And I love it. He's having a resurgence. I love that he's on that new show with
Zach Galifianakis.
yes, Baskets. Yeah, that he's the mom. It's hysterical. He's such a funny dude.
Well, looking forward to picking both of those up. You can come get a taste of those this weekend here at the Funny Bone Comedy Club. Got shows running all the way through the weekend, so make sure you come out and check them out at least once. You're not going to want to miss it. Dick Move is coming to store shelves very soon, and that book is coming up on the way as well. JR, thanks for hanging out with me, man. Appreciate it.
My pleasure, Dustin. Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Take care, guys.